Okay, finally, another Maverick Sport video. It has been quite some time. The focus has really just been these pit bikes here. The dirt bike, we've just I haven't really rode the Maverick a whole lot that much, other than the Hatfield trip. So anyway, we're gonna make some big changes here. So as you can see the mess here, we'll start with that. So I'm embarrassed to say that I wired all these accessories myself. I mean, there's reverse lights. I have a Bluetooth speaker. We got a light bar. I had whips. I got rock lights. What else? One other thing. Anyway, look at the mess. I mean, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? There was so much wiring underneath the seat, I couldn't even move the seat forward or back. So I'm gonna take a big step back and really wire this thing correctly. I also figured out that, I don't have a flashlight here, but up underneath the dash there, right up there, you can't see it, but there's a bus bar. So there's a hot, key on, hot, key off, and a ground, all right there. I had like 12 terminals going to the battery and all that wiring and shit. So I'm gonna use some really nice heat shrink connectors. What do we got here? A mess of crap over here. I got some nice wiring loom. I'm gonna make sure that I do it right. I did just put that oversized battery in there with the oversized battery bracket in hopes that I fixed the four-wheel drive light, but that did not. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna be doing some wiring changes here. I'm gonna make all that look pretty. I'm gonna run it all up underneath the dash. Yeah, so I took my tow mirrors off and put back on the nice little Can-Am mirrors here. They're aftermarket with the Can-Am logo glued in. Shh. Yeah, so put them back on. It looks a little bit nicer. I'm gonna have to do a steering rack here before Hatfield trip. We got 3 trips planned this year, going to Hatfield twice. Yeah, so Maverick still looks pretty sweet. It needs a shine. I get it. Yeah. So what I'm really doing this before video on is look at the roof line. You see how the back of that roof literally slants up? I'm gonna measure it and string it all out and everything, but it's gotta be a solid 6 inches that thing goes up. And when you sit in it, there's plenty of room for your helmet above you. I mean, it's ridiculous. It looks terrible. So there's aftermarket cages out there that are about $1,500. That's fucking ridiculous. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it myself. So I am going to, let's get a little closer here. I'm probably gonna cut this whole section out. And as you can see, there's already welds seams here to begin with. So it's not gonna change a whole lot. So what I'm gonna do is slice this here. I might give this just a tiny bit of slice here and grind a little bit out. So when it folds down, I don't know, probably just a little slice there. But anyway, slice here, measure it out, cut a section out, and then just fold that whole roof down to the point that the roof line would be parallel to the ground. It would be a nice flat roof line. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to use the factory roof afterwards. If not, I'll just get a sheet of metal and make it like that, but probably gonna be able to use it. Shouldn't be an issue. But what I want to do the most is keep the whole front windshield line there. I want to be able to use a factory windshield. If I ever need to buy another one, I want to just use it because it snaps into these roll bar pieces here real nice over there. So I want to be able to still do that. And I do have a half windshield and a full hard-coated Can-Am windshield. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the roof off, I'm gonna take the light bar off, the Bluetooth speaker off. I mean, I'm already ripping the wiring out, so at this point, what's the difference? And probably this weekend, I'm gonna at least do some cutting. I'm gonna cut that back piece off out there, measured right at the seams, and then we're just gonna I'm gonna weld it all back together when I'm done and have a nice cage there. I also think that maybe here, from like this point up, I think I'm gonna do a grab bar, a nice steel grab bar there. Depending on how things look in the back here, I don't know if I'm gonna add any gusset of any sort there. Probably not. Like I said, it's already welded there and there. So as long as I cut that out get it all nice lined up, cleaned up. I can weld all that back together myself, and depending on how it looks, I might not even pull it off and powder coat it. I might just rattle can it. I mean, it's not gonna look like shit, you know, I'm gonna make it look nice. But yeah, looking at this further here, I'll have to check that out and see. That, as you can see, separates. I didn't even see that till now. So that might help me out even a little bit more. But we're gonna get the roof off. I literally haven't had the roof off this thing since probably the second day that it was home from the dealer. I brought the roof home. So that's it. More to come. I do have, I had 2-foot Woody's lights in the back, and they were the cheaper lights. I got 4-footers coming now with double wound spiral lights, level 3. They're supposed to be super bright. So yeah, pretty excited of some things to come. I also was thinking about pulling these door panels off and maybe just wrapping both door panels, having somebody wrap them, because that looks like shit there. But that's way down. You know, a rack's about 400 bucks, and I got a lot of work to do with the roof, and it's getting nice out, so I'm gonna want to ride it. But with that, make sure to check out the next video, and see you next time.